I'm Benjamin James Baker.
Alexei Krupnik.
I'm from England, currently residing in Cologne.
Ukraine, city Odessa.
My nickname is EG the Muslim.
Vitra.
I play Terran in StarCraft 2.
Protoss.
My goal is to be the next European champion.
My goal, next European Championship StarCraft 2.
The Muslim and White Raw want to achieve their goal at the European Championship final in Kiev. The fourth live event of this season of the Intel Extreme Masters League is held in the capital of the Ukraine. In the 3.5 million strong metropolis, the best professional gamers in Europe will fight for the most prized trophy in StarCraft 2, Quake Live, and Counter-Strike 1.6. In today's episode, we will accompany White Raw and the Muslim and have a closer look at StarCraft 2 itself. It's a real-time strategy game, and players need to maintain a strong economy to build a superior army in order to defeat their opponent. It all comes down to speed, tactics, precision, and reaction time. But first, let's take a look at the recent history. The first stop of the season was the Global Challenge in Shanghai, where the Swedish team Fnatic reached the top spot in Counter-Strike 1.6 and secured themselves a slot in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship in Hanover. Later on, we went to the Global Challenge in Cologne. At Gamescom 2010, a local hero and the underdog of the tournament, Marcel Kilson-Paul, defeated all the heavy hitters, securing himself a cash prize of $3,500 and qualifying for the World Championship Finals. Besides, there was also the first European StarCraft 2 tournament ever played. In October, we were in the US. At the New York Comic Con, the best players from both Americas competed in the Intel Extreme Masters American Championship Finals. In addition, there was the US Regional Finals of the Intel Grand Prix Series held in iRacing, the racing simulation.
It's pretty realistic. You know, when you drive the IndyCar on iRacing, it's very realistic. The tracks, they've actually been scanned, so they're very accurate. You have the bumps, the curbs, the car reacts the same way over those. They've done a fantastic job, and it's a great tool for the drivers to drive some of these tracks and learn them before you go there in real life. So.
The winner was the American Jason Lissner. And next was iRacing, the American Championship in Counter-Strike 1.6, StarCraft 2 and Quake Live was in action. Rafa, known from our previous episode, won the Quake Live competition, whereas the trophy for Counter-Strike went to Team Complexity from Brazil. Phoenix was able to secure a second trophy for South America with victory in the StarCraft 2 tournament, the first major StarCraft 2 tournament on American soil.
Welcome to Kiev!
And welcome to Intel Extreme Masters.
Welcome to Kiev, welcome to Intel Extreme Masters.
Welcome to Kiev. Welcome to European Championship Finals.
Now back to Europe. Today it's all about StarCraft 2. Because of the large number of tactical possibilities, the game is compared to chess. StarCraft 2 players have to constantly plan several steps ahead, but there are also some differences.
Chess is turn-based, as in you let your opponent make his move, he in turn lets you make yours. In StarCraft 2, you don't have that. Basically, what you're trying to do as best as possible is to set up a really stable economy without being too vulnerable at the same time. Basically, you're trying to get as many bases as possible so that your economy is blooming, basically. You want to have more resources coming in than your opponent. That's when your resources are running really low. You and your opponent are scrapped for cash completely. And you have to use what units you have to the best of their ability. You have to think what your opponent's doing. You have to think 20 moves ahead, roughly. So you're thinking about the game in 5 minutes' time, in 6 minutes' time, in 3 minutes' time, in 20 minutes' time. And every decision you make counts towards that 4-minute mark or that 8-minute mark, depending on when you really want to make your move.
There are 12 players in the tournament who are divided into 2 groups, and everyone plays against everyone in each group. At this stage, the matches are in the best of 3 mode. The first player to win 2 maps wins the game. Group winners advance directly to the semi-finals. Their opponents will be determined in the quarter-finals between the players who play second and third. In Group A, White Raw is preparing for his first match.
It's game B, of course, not easy for me. Because I'm a very good player, especially versus Protoss, and him used so many different tactics like fast push, macro game, or something like invisible bunch, many good tactics. And I think it's 50-50% for me and for him. It's of course very hard, but I try to show good game. So let's see.
After the win on the first map, Nama has big chances for the first points of the tournament. Unfortunately for him though, White Raw quickly recovers and secures the 2-1 win for himself. At the same time, the Muslim is also playing his first match in the competition. To his own surprise, he wins smoothly 2-0 against Kaz from Ukraine.
Cass, he's a really tough opponent. I class him as one of the favourites, so I'm glad to get him out of the way. And but I felt that he played a little bit below his standards, like his usual standard. He's usually very solid, but in these games he kind of crumbled a bit, and I don't know what was going on.
White Raw's second match is a real Ukrainian derby. Now it's his turn to play against Cass. His loss against the Muslim must have woken him up. In a perfect game, he beats White Raw 2-0 and looks more than relieved.
This was very important because I lose first game with the Muslim, and I was trying to show my best with White Raw because my matchup versus Protoss is very strong, and this was very good chance to take some points for group.
The win against Tarsan gives White Raw a positive record of the first day in Kiev. Similarly, the Muslim wins his next two matches that places him in the position of the leader.
3-0 today. I'm really happy as Larry, you could say. But yeah, the day overall, it was a long day. It was tiring. I played White Raw recently. In fact, I played both of them recently. I lost 1-2 both times, so I can just think about the mistakes that I made back then, and yeah, really adjust my game plan.
I show my best and be very careful in this game. I try not make a mistake, and my enemy in Tarsan from Poland play very well. It's be very hard games for me, but I won 2-0 and very happy because I back in tournament. If I lost, it's be very bad for me because 1-1 to loss, it's not good. So tomorrow I play with Muslim. It's be a very important game because if I want to get next stage, I must win.
The second day starts with a real bang in Group A. The so far undefeated Muslim is going to face his arch nemesis, White Raw.
White Raw's very solid against Terran, but he showed that he can lose against players on a similar level to me by losing to Cass in the group. So yeah, I hope to play my best, and yeah, I hope to show some good games.
It's be not easy game, of course, for me and for the Muslim, and I need one.
For the Muslim, it's the first match that he's not playing on the stage, and it gets him off to a bad start. The strongly motivated White Raw really has to win this one, and thanks to his defensive play, he takes the first map. On the second map, the Muslim tries an all-in attack. Sadly, he fails once again. After winning the match 2-0, White Raw ties with the Muslim in Group A with an overall 3-1 win-loss record.
It's not even the pressure, it's just the disturbance is a lot higher than being on stage. So yeah, the playing conditions weren't optimal, and he made the most of it and beat me.
White Raw reviews the match and relaxes before his last game in the group stage. In the meantime, the Muslim has to face Tarsan. He manages to win the first map, but his Polish opponent seems to be in his top form and in the end claims the victory for himself.
I wanted to beat White Raw. Like, he was my first game of the day, and I failed to do so, and it made mine and Tarsan's next match unimportant. It didn't mean anything. We were both through to the next round. So it was a bit meaningless, and I just felt demotivated after the loss to White Raw.
With the final 2-0 victory against the so far unsuccessful Mertz from Team Dignitas and from Sweden, White Raw is able to top Group A.
Yeah, I make it. I'm happy right now. It's very, you see, it's very hard game for me. Always I have very strong game versus Mertz. Him very want win me, but I not give him chance.
Meanwhile, the last match of Group B is a real clash of the Titans. Show and Goody have both won all 4 of their group matches and need to determine the group winner amongst themselves. In StarCraft 2, the players need to master 2 basic skills. Macro management is all about gathering enough supplies and producing new combat units as quickly as possible. Micromanagement, though, is about controlling all the units in a battle as effectively as possible. It requires excellent speed and coordination. Because Show keeps the right balance between macro and micromanagement, he manages to win the last match, topping Group B, and advances directly to the semi-final.
It was pretty tough, it was pretty close, but I made some good decisions, and it went well with that. So I think we're gonna go out because tomorrow is a free day, so I can sleep as long as I want. So we'll see what happens.
Together with a few of the other StarCraft 2 players, the Muslim gives show a night trip through the metropolis of Kiev in Eastern Europe. Moments like these are valued by the professional gamers. Travelling to foreign countries and spending time with the fellow players away from the tournament competition is exactly what you need after a hard day of competing. In an American diner fashion restaurant, the players sit down to have fun, eat well, and of course discuss the event at hand.
In the esports world, even though these guys are my enemies online, if you like, I want to just beat them, you know, and take the game. In reality, we're all just gamers, we're all just friends, and I get along with every one of them perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's true. When we play each other, we really aren't friends. We just want to beat each other. And then after the game, we usually are really friendly to each other, talking about you played good and stuff like that. And after when you meet each other in the real life, it's really friendly atmosphere. So it's really nice. I like